Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And welcome to The Drop, a podcast that will leave you informed, entertained, and ready to take on your weekly runs.
That's something.
The entertained part is half true.
I was trying to go professional. Did that not elevate the show a little bit?
Oh, yeah. For all, well, I'm trying to think of like, how do self-help podcasts go? Tackle your biggest goals, I like this. Your dreams.
We'll give you 4 steps to make sure this is the best year.
Listen all the way to the end to find out the key secrets to a happy running life.
Wow. All right.
Nailed it.
So you have to listen to the end now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have to remember to give the key secrets at
I'll
the
write
end.
it down.
Well, actually, what you'll
definitely
get to
gonna
the
forget.
end, and one of the key secrets is subscribe to our weekly email,
Yeah.
where we will give you the other
unlock.
tips to unlock your full potential.
Oh, man. I don't even know what is happening right now. What's going on? What
In the
we're talking-
world, or just like where?
Are you frozen? Is that the problem?
I am frozen and not in the...
Robbie's drinking hot tea, trying to keep his body alive.
I'm kind of jealous of his hot tea. I brought down just a bubbly water, which I left gross on the table.
Yeah, you could be a hot tea too.
I know.
But what was I thinking?
You were thinking this is a good
I
time to have
couldn't.
a
I'm
treadmill.
so cold. I can't even think of the Frozen song because I was
good.
trying to make
You don't want to. It'll be stuck in your head all day.
Let it go.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, there
let
it
it go.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
I wasn't sure if it was the Beatles' "Let It Be."
no. Which the Let It Go song is that the quality of Disney songs has declined in great measure since the late 90s, I would say.
Give me your favorite Disney song then.
I mean, anything from the Lion King's pretty.
Oh, so you're going back to Elton John.
Oh yeah.
What
Yeah,
about before that?
I gotta agree with you there.
See, I'll even go further back. Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Bare Necessities.
Right. I mean,
Isn't
all
that the
good.
same timeline?
I would say.
No. Jungle Book
Oh,
was
Jungle
like
Book's
that
way
before
earlier.
I was
I
born.
watched them all at the same time.
I mean, Robin Hood.
That makes sense.
I feel like Robin Hood is generally front to back a pretty solid run of songs.
What's your take on Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
I actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever actually seen the whole movie of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh my God.
We talked about this though before because the Child Catchers.
Yeah.
That's like
You should really sit down and watch that one.
that was like Marilyn Manson's inspiration.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I will. But I would say the Disney songs. I'm not a song person. I'm not a musical guy either. So
What?
I feel like as far as the musicals, like I don't like.
Musicals.
No, I love music, but not musicals.
Okay, yeah.
I'm always like, let's just keep the. All right, let's just keep the plot moving.
I actually have gotten upset when people start singing in a movie. I'm like,
Oh.
what?
Oh, like in the audience or in the.
No, in the actual movie.
Oh,
like
yeah.
if I didn't know it was a musical and they started up, I'm like, what?
I agree.
Megan, how do you feel about musicals?
Yeah, I'm not into them. I'm not. It's not a movie anymore. It's like a Broadway play.
Yeah, and that's fine if
Right.
it's a Broadway.
If you're into
thing.
that. But I am not.
The only one that recently I thought was pretty good was the Greatest Showman. I thought that had
Yeah.
some good songs.
No, it's still. It was the Book of Mormon. I didn't see that, but was that a musical?
I think that is, yeah.
Okay. I will say, like, it's got to be like music like in Pink Floyd The Wall, but that's more like a music video. I like music videos.
Oh, you're talking about like lining up the record with Wizard of Oz and then getting high and watching that.
I mean, I try it, but no,
That's like the best kind of musical, really.
I think the worst part about musicals, if
Carl
you don't
knows.
like musicals, is when you know the song is about to start. And you're like,
you start hearing the intro.
yeah. And you're like, not again. This is the 5th song.
I wonder if we had a musical about what's happening right now, what it would be like.
Did we get on this because of Frozen?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Keep drinking your tea.
Megan, do your job.
How's everyone's running going? We're almost done Grit. We're in is it the last week? Nearly.
Well, pretty much.
January 22nd when we're recording this.
Yeah. When it comes out, it'll be within the last week.
Yeah.
It's been a real winter grit.
Like really hard.
Yeah, last year was like summertime.
Yeah.
Last year
It was like 40
beautiful winter
degrees.
grit. Well, I went back just to make sure I was correct about the last winter grit party being in shorts and short sleeves. We definitely were.
My mom sent me a photo this morning in Charleston, South Carolina, and they're having a snow day. There's like 4 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, there's people
crazy.
running in Florida that got 6 inches of snow.
Yeah.
In the Panhandle.
Well, yeah, and the New Orleans and everything.
Yeah.
My thing is that this really makes me appreciate that we have treadmills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super awesome.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's so good. I
You can come use a treadmill if
I had
you
a
need to.
workout yesterday, and I was just like, "Oh, this is so nice that I'm not like dodging ice."
I was walking on the Patterson Park pond last week. Just
You
did
were
it?
one of those fools. I ran
Yeah.
around there, I forget one day, and there's people walking on the pond, but it was like 43 degrees outside. And I was like, what are you doing?
No, this is when it was still cold, not that warm day. It's definitely frozen over again because it's not a deep pond.
Right now, it's 10
Yeah.
degrees outside. I'm sure it's frozen.
Yeah.
But when it's 43 degrees, like what, you could just fall
Well,
through.
but that pond is only like 3 feet deep
Still,
in the middle.
do you want to fall into 3 feet of
Yeah, I
cold?
I guess not.
You're not going to.
I keep
It's
wanting.
probably solid
Should I go
frozen.
buy some hockey sticks or something? I feel like I should.
The problem is that you would actually yes, because you will guarantee that we will never have a frozen pond again.
What do you mean by that?
It's kind of like about pickleball.
Oh.
I've never played
Yeah.
pickleball again.
Yeah, I don't want to buy ice skates because that's too much investment. I feel like a hockey stick, whatever. Probably find some on Marketplace or something.
Yeah, or just play it against sports.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I have to do that.
But that pond's so small.
It's bigger than you think it
It
is.
is?
Yeah,
All
from end to end.
One of my favorite things to think about is that frogs and stuff get frozen and that stuff, and then they come back to life. I think that's the coolest thing.
I know. It's like, how have you not harnessed that energy for ourselves?
I mean, we're going to need it for space travel.
I mean, really, you kind of do,
we
right?
cannot. I'm not
I
going
know.
down this topic.
Come on.
Absolutely not.
Come on, the people want to know.
You got to get a frog
Yeah.
blood transfusion.
The people want our theories of space and time and quantum mechanics, of which we know nothing about.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. But yeah, it has been cold. I've gone running a couple times in the last couple days. I didn't. I'm gonna go this afternoon. I was like, I'll wait till this afternoon.
Till it gets to
20
15.
20 degrees. Yeah. But what's up? Have you been running?
I have. Today is my day off this week, so
Okay.
I was really happy about that because I have to do my commute drive, which is
right.
over an hour. So that was good to have a day. Makes like you could switch it and you could do your workout today because the boys are 2 hours late to school.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm ready for a day off. But yeah, I should be able to, just by following the regular training, hit the 200 miles for the month. So.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting you're training for the London Marathon.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we've officially
Well,
announced.
because we officially registered over the weekend,
Yeah.
or at the end of last week.
Okay.
And
We've
I
got
don't.
bibs.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got bibs. I don't know if we're going to be doing anything special there when we go.
Might just be toeing the line.
Yeah, it might be running.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just one of the many. A man among men.
Yeah.
And a woman among women. Not to leave you out, Meg.
Thanks.
Actually, we're trying to get Meg bumped up into that like
Oh.
sub-pro field.
Well, so last
Really?
time I ran it, Paul Zielinski and I ran together. We tried to run together. And we started, I think we were in the first wave, maybe we were towards the back. And we spent the first like 15 miles just weaving around people.
Oh, yeah.
It was really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, sub pro. I feel like the only time I would ever be a sub pro is if I got this like punch card at Subway all the way filled up.
I get it because they're subs.
Yeah. That would be
And you'd
like
be
the
pro
only
and eat.
chance I have at getting close to that.
You should count it.
You and Jared.
Yeah. Not that Jared. Jarrett Weisberg. Not Subway Jared.
I was going Subway
Yeah.
Jared.
We have no connection. No past or prior history.
But that's how you lost that first 250 pounds, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine Robbie with an extra 250 on him?
No.
I should try it. You think I could do it?
I think
No.
that would be it. If you would do that, Oh, I'd love to watch that journey.
How much do you think I can max out at?
I got to see what would happen if you stopped working out and you just ate for at least a week so that we could see like if there'd be body changes.
I was thinking, this is actually something, I think I woke up at night thinking about this. I think I was thinking about McDonald's French fries when I woke up. But I was thinking, dude, the things that I don't even know.
See, I woke up, I was like angry at Megan and I couldn't remember why.
Yeah, he walked down the stairs and I was like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, you did something in my dream.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, how am I getting blamed for stuff I'm not doing?
I mean, I didn't hold it against you. Go on with the McDonald's fries.
No, I was just thinking, when I eat a lot of McDonald's, I feel pretty disgusting just in general. And I don't understand how you can do it on a logical level, like 3 times a day or whatever. Like, I just don't know how you can feel, I don't know. It just feels gross to eat more than fast food like once a week or something.
Well, I think for
I don't even, taste-wise, I don't understand how it's possible.
Do you do this? You kind of imagine what the burger is going to taste like. So you're enticed. You're like, oh, I'll get one of those. This happened to me with Shake Shack. The boys wanted to grab some. So I was like, I haven't had a Shake Shack burger in a long time.
Yeah.
I'll get a Shake Shack burger. And I was all excited. I was like, I don't let myself eat garbage that often. And I consider this in that garbage sector.
Yeah. They try to fancy it up, but it's garbage.
So I ate it. And after I ate it, not only did I feel bad, but it didn't taste that good. And I was like, I had this
That's a shame.
idea of what like it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
Kind of like life, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes. And do you get that? Do you have that happen? Like, I know you had that great Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yeah, I still think about that.
But like McDonald's, like
later.
Like if I picture a Big Mac in my head, I go, that would actually be really tasty. But I know if I eat it, I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I think part of it was that when I was in the band and we were on tour, we ate so much McDonald's just because it was cheap that I kind of burned out on it. So maybe that's part of it.
So why were you dreaming about fries?
I don't know. I don't even think I was dreaming. I think I just woke up and then I was on a trail of thoughts that led me to French fries. And then I was thinking like, French fries are pretty awesome just sometimes, like when you're just hungry.
Dude, I love French fries.
Especially McDonald's fries. But then I was thinking, I was thinking somehow about, maybe I read something where people will just see fast food restaurants and they'll be like, oh, I gotta eat it. Like it's like if I see someone smoking
I gotta eat it.
If I see someone smoking a cigarette, I'm like, oh, I kind of want that. But
so like that was the one where he's sitting across the table, was like, give me a bite.
Yeah. I think you should leave. Yeah, give me that. But I feel like I don't understand the craving of just wanting to smash a whole supersized value meal like every day, because that's kind of what you need to do in some cases to really put it on. But I guess it's at that point it's like a mental thing.
Well, apparently the guy who did that McDonald's thing.
Oh yeah, the supersized meal.
Yeah, he was drinking or something, doing something extra that he didn't disclose to people. So yeah,
like buttermilk.
Yeah,
like straight gallons of buttermilk.
I don't know what it was. There's controversy around it. We worked with a girl that stopped working for a little while and was like camping out or something. And she was like, you could live off McDonald's pretty cheap every day. And she started doing like videos online about her going in and eating McDonald's all day and like how you could stretch your money.
Oh, you definitely can. That's what I was saying. Like when we were in the band, it was just like the cheapest. It is the cheapest thing to do because you can leverage.
Still to this day?
Like, well, back then snack wraps were pretty cheap, and I think they're bringing them back, by the way.
I had
which is cool.
There's a restaurant I want to try right here that someone put on Instagram. I'll come back to that here in a second. But with the McDonald's things, when I was in college, they did like 39-cent like regular burgers.
Oh, I
or
remember
something
that.
Like that.
Yeah.
And so I tried to stock up on them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I'll just get 10 of those.
Oh,
I'll be good for the day.
Did you freeze them or just?
I tried to put it in the fridge, and you have to eat them while they're hot. They just don't. They don't hold.
No,
they're like sushi.
It's like they're like they have preservatives, but then they like rapidly deteriorate. Like the half-life is really fast once they get into motion.
So there's a restaurant right up on Broadway here.
Yeah.
And for those of you who aren't in Baltimore, you're probably not going to get
the musical
two craps about this.
There's no musicals on this Broadway.
Called Chopped. And they
So
sent
it's
a
only
sub.
open on Saturdays and Sundays.
I don't believe that. You can't be only open on
What
Saturdays.
it said.
Is it another weed store?
No, but one of the women who does food reviews in Baltimore, she got it, and she got this chopped Italian, and you know those ones where they take all the meats and stuff and they put it all together and chop it up and stuff. The sub was like we
Really?
could probably. It was at least 1.5 feet long. We could probably get one and
Okay, I'm interested.
All 4 of us.
Yeah, we should do it. Is it like a hair cutting place in the week, and then
I think Megan I think they updated their website and didn't put in the right hours, so it looks like it's only open Saturday and Sunday.
okay.
But
Alright.
that I haven't tried one of these chop subs. That's what I'm. When you say,
Yeah, that sounds
I want
good.
that. I want to try that
Okay.
because that's like a savory bite. Every bite has everything on it.
Yeah, I like that concept. Yeah, because sometimes when you get a sub, you never know where they're hiding ingredients.
You
It
know.
can just be all in the bottom or the top.
Or like if they're not a sub artist,
Yeah. Oh.
you know,
If you don't,
they don't get the mayonnaise in the right place. I don't know.
yeah, if you didn't go to Micah for that, then you're not. If you didn't go to Savannah SCAD, you're not able to develop a sub properly.
By the way, if you're enjoying this conversation, good for you. If you're not, you need to start DMing Megan and say, what's wrong with you? that you're
Yeah,
not?"
because we were talking about the London Marathon.
I
And
zoned
then-
out, and then I wanted to be right about the Saturday and Sunday thing, which I am.
No.
Says we are only open Saturday and Sunday for now, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So
Look
if
at
you want to
that.
go get a chopped sandwich in Baltimore, don't go if it's not on the weekend.
What time are
Well,
they?
maybe now that we've mentioned them on the world famous Drop podcast.
That's true. They
the
might
Drop
have to.
Chop.
They might have to be 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I we talked about grit and some of our issues we were having with shipping stuff out because the postal service is a train wreck around here. That's probably most places. But I tried to get a passport for my kids last week. Remember, I usually don't swear when I text that much, but that was oh my gosh. So when you had to get a passport for kids, both parents have to be present, and you have to have 1,000 documents.
My theory is so that you don't, like one parent doesn't take the kids out of the country.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so then in that case, you have to produce a death certificate if you want to bring one parent, but no. So we
I gotta
had
kill her first.
we had both. We had all our documents, everything. We got our kids out of school, went there for the appointment, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we canceled all appointments for today." I'm like, how would I know this? Because they didn't call or email or anything. So I went full scale congressman, postmaster,
Oh, wow.
like everyone. And I actually did. The postmaster called me. So she's meeting us in person.
Whoa.
See, don't you think everybody thinks Robbie's the nice one. He's actually very frightening.
I would say I'm just direct.
You are,
there's
when
a
you feel
problem.
wronged, you are going to make somebody pay for it.
Not like, you think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say I send an email that's like terse.
Like I would have gone and been like, that's a bummer. I really hate that. And then gone back the next day or set another appointment.
But that's the thing, though. I'm like, I'm not wasting.
I know you're
more
saving
days
the
and
world.
time. Yeah,
And I appreciate it.
yeah,
I just, it's an extra effort.
that's true.
All right. So first check-in, we're still doing grit. And it's a great way to measure progress. You're running, you can see your miles building up, and maybe it's different than maybe you normally check progress. And I'll get into that in the second check-in. But think about this. As you stack up those miles, how does it make you feel? As you accomplish your goal, how does it make you feel? Because a lot of times in running, we find a way to not feel good about ourselves. But this, sticking to things, having a little fortitude, racking up these miles, probably makes you feel good. So stick with that feeling.
I think I have a way with words, so then I can use that to get things done. That's my power.
So why are you getting passports?
Oh, because we're going to Spain in April for my brother's wedding, which makes no sense, but it's happening. So,
Can you find out if the rain is mostly on the plains?
is this a Limerick?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Of Spain.
It's like the Rain in Spain lands mostly on the plains.
I've heard that one before.
I don't know why.
That sounds like someone just was drunk and they said it, and then they kept saying it for hundreds of years.
Yeah, probably. In an Irish pub or something.
Yeah, that's probably how most things happen. But anyway, so that's gotten straightened out. So, and all our grit stuff's been shipped.
All has been shipped.
So it should be in everyone's hands by now.
Yeah, I'm
We're
wearing a
getting there,
sweatshirt right
yeah.
now.
It looks good. It's a nice
Are you
sweatshirt.
wearing it too?
No, I wore it yesterday.
What are you wearing right now?
New Balance sweatshirt.
Oh, fancy.
I wore it yesterday, but I wore it many days in the last week, so I thought maybe I should wash it.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
We are both wearing the same pants.
Yeah, these Path Project pants, which I think we talked about last week.
Yeah, but it's not intentional that we wore them today. I'm actually wearing because I like them.
I wear them like every day now.
Yeah.
It's like these new jeans that they have.
Those are just Robbie's pants.
Yeah.
That's it.
Of course, I was the first day
I
I
like you
wore.
have your utility tool in it, like their cards.
Oh yeah, like they're meant for that.
Is that the one that's been through all the airports?
Yeah,
It's back.
Still with me.
That's nice.
I'm sure it'll be taken again at some point.
So what's our next travel? Miami?
Spain. He's gonna lose it when he goes
No,
to
he's
Spain.
got to leave it here.
And
No taking it to Florida.
I have a thing on my notes for travel now to check before I leave the door.
Oh, that's smart.
But the
I wish
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a system. I don't have a system.
pants are nice. Of course, the first time I was wearing them, I was eating a cheesesteak, which was one of the best cheesesteaks I've ever had. Another thing that happened last week.
Where'd you get it?
It was like this tiny town up on the Susquehanna, like
I'll
at the
never go
top.
there.
No one will ever go there.
All right.
Port Deposit. it's like one of those tiny towns that only has one street because it's against a cliff.
Yeah.
Kind of depressing, but it would be like charming. Depression charm is like what I like to call it.
So it's like what's the guy? I like his music.
Like Elliott Smith,
No,
that's just depression.
That's just depression. I'll remember.
Bon
later.
Iver.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Just go ahead.
Yeah. But anyways, I had this cheesesteak and I got grease on these pants like immediately,
Oh.
and then I had to.
To come out?
It did, but it took a lot. Took a
Yeah.
lot of OxyClean and time. So, man, if you were listening to this podcast and you were expecting running and you're getting grease stains on pants, wow, I am sorry for that.
Already, like if I was running and listening to this, we've talked about food.
Yeah, several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that actually, when I was talking about the Chick-fil-A sandwich, I dreamed of this cheesesteak. I was like, I have dreamed of it even more because it had this fresh bread that they made in house. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
That's very rare.
I love it when they do that.
Yeah. Anyway, so
So Subway makes their bread in house.
Subway does something weird. Their bread. All right. Anyways, but grit's been awesome. There's been people doing like mega
Crazy
mileage.
mileage.
So we're still doing for the Miami thing. We go down to Miami. If there's anybody listening in the Miami who's running Miami, I think we're still doing a fun group for a sub 2 half.
Are we?
I think so. We're gonna have singlets for people.
Okay. All right.
So
let's do it.
I mean, it'll be fun no matter what.
Yeah.
But we're not coming from 10 degrees and running in 80 degrees and being like, yeah, we're gonna throw down this week.
Yeah.
So-
are you gonna take your shirt off for the race?
No,
Oh, I thought we've been going to the gym enough that might give it a shot.
I
How's
don't know.
the gym going, speaking of which?
It's pretty good. I am worried we're going to turn into a hybrid athlete podcast if we're not careful. I don't want to do that.
I won't allow that.
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing but running still, so we're good.
The only
Zero strength training over here.
I did get asked. I posted a picture on Instagram, and people said, "How do your legs get so swole?"
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah,
Wow. So what's more swole, your legs or your jaw at this point?
They're working in tandem at this point.
All right.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other. That's what I always say. But the grit leaders, 3 women in the
Yeah,
lead
I like
for
that.
the mileage. I went to point that out. Big deal. 464 is first place. Crazy. Then 384. Then 3.
You're not gonna say
364.
names?
Mara Murphy Cousins is number 1.
What she got? How many miles?
I think because we named them last week and it's the
Yeah.
same people.
Yeah, I
we
wanna
still
hear it
can't say
again.
their names.
Mara Murphy Cousins, which is a good name. It sounds like you should be a famous person. Maybe you are. 464 miles. Lila Gaudralt, 384 miles. And these are people in New England, by the way, Massachusetts and Maine.
Yeah.
And then Christina Shelterup from California, 365.
You know what? I'd be interested. We should post top winter grit miles of all time. Like at the end of this one, like a list of the top 10 highest mileage people from all of the winter grits.
There's that one guy who time traveled, and I don't trust time travelers. So
okay, so we could leave him out.
Yeah,
or just put him in red, like questionable.
Like, is there a logo for time travel? Like a copyright? Like, they need to make that.
Are you talking about the infinity symbol?
Oh, we could use that. Yeah,
there you go.
For him. I'm still partially convinced he was time traveling, but
I believe you. I don't put it past people.
But then there was, it's been pretty solid. I didn't do the team results yet, but I think.
See, here's the thing. We've got some faster bastards that are sandbagging.
I haven't, I'm going to be honest. I haven't been uploading my runs.
Yeah.
I'll do it today.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the people that are very diligent about this are wonderful because it's a manual process. And
I look at it as kind of the fact that it's manual, it's almost like we're forcing you to be intentional and mindful about your your daily practice. It's like journaling, but for grit.
Yeah.
Well, the weird thing is, okay, Strava does it for me. Koros does it for me. But for some reason, I still like seeing it in the results. So like, there's something pleasurable about it for me to enter in my
like you
mileage.
having to do it is a
then watching that number grow.
Right.
It's the same thing. Like I started gamifying like my Robinhood account. I'm like, it's not money, it's points. Am I winning?
Yeah.
That's a little bit concerning.
Yeah. I think that's called gambling.
But it's on stocks and stuff.
Right.
Wait. Speaking of gambling, guess what, Robbie?
You won some money?
I won $45 on DraftKings
No way.
this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah.
Playing.
This is not a DraftKings commercial, by the way.
No.
Playing anyone or just for fun?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just
My
your-
brother and his coworkers.
Oh, nice.
Bunch of dudes.
Yes.
It was the best.
Military dudes.
Yeah.
I love it.
And the best was they couldn't figure out how to set up this contest. And so the first guy like set it up wrong. And then my brother was like, dude, everyone's making fun of him. I'm setting this contest up correctly this time. He's like, all right, you can go ahead and enter. And then he goes, and I sent him a screenshot because it said this contest is already full. And he's like, oh, man. So anyway, we ended up getting it all set up. And there was, I guess, 5 people in it. So a bunch of guys.
There
we
you
were
go.
just betting on the games this weekend.
But if you see our house as a whole,
Yeah.
we're only net 40.
Right.
I bet
Thomas lost
James
money.
from New Balance $5, just gentleman's bet,
Okay.
that the Ravens would beat the Bills,
Okay. Gotcha.
and that Mark Anthony,
Mark Anthony.
the singer,
Yeah.
you know,
I didn't know. Wow, he's played too.
Mark
Is
Andrews.
that the Ravens version?
that's
Yeah.
actually who was in.
yeah, if they
During that
played
play.
Mark Andrews instead of Mark Anthony,
Instead of Taylor Swift, we get Mark
Yeah.
Anthony.
yeah, that's why we're the losers.
No, Mark Andrews. Yeah, that was rough.
Okay.
Rough for
That
being a
was
Ravens.
terrible.
I know we're not a sports podcast. As a matter of fact,
You are. We're
Chris
running
Chavez
podcast.
sent me a message the other day. He's like, listen to how this guy pronounces Hoka. And it was a podcast. And the guy pronounced it weird. And I was just like,
How do you pronounce Hoka weird?
I even messed that
I
up.
can play it for you.
Oh, actually, I know because my I've heard people say hookah.
That's pretty much how it
That's
how
what
it
it was?
goes.
Yeah.
So
How is it possible to come to that conclusion?
I don't know. I've heard it though.
Yeah, so Chris Chavez sends me his Bill Simmons. And
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can get it.
Wait,
This
Bill.
episode is brought to you by Hoka. I've got to talk to you
Hoka.
guys about the Bondi 9. The new
Bill
daily
Simmons
trainer
is
from
like
Hoka.
he should.
The Bondi 9 delivers peak plushness for everyday miles, overhauled from top to bottom. They've increased the stack height and added a new premium foam midsole to deliver
You're
that
also
soft,
playing a
resilient ride that's
Hoka
become
ad.
Yeah.
synonymous with the Bondi. Look, I walk a lot. I walk all around LA. You need good shoes for that. These are perfect. Everybody, Bondi. Visit Hoka.com.
Hoka.com.
Why is he saying it like that? Is it because he's from From New England?
I don't
That's
know.
even different than I was thinking.
So I embarrassingly say to Chris Chavez, who is smart and has a legitimate following, running podcast and all that stuff, and Insidious Mag, I said I didn't know who he is. He says maybe the godfather of sports podcasting. I was like, okay,
It probably is.
I wrote back, I'm a nerd.
But he was more in the baseball, basketball realm of like
Ball sports.
because he started the Ringer. Do you know that? And then
That sounds familiar.
Well, you know what's funny about that is when I was writing up the Bondi 9 review, I was looking back at the old Bondi reviews that we had done, and you had a video
Bondi.
of the 4, and you said Hoka One One. I was
Well,
like,
they used to have the Hoka One
Well,
One.
what's funny is that I was on Hoka's site yesterday.
I was doing that correct.
Yeah, that is what they used
I thought
to be.
they said it was 1-1.
No, that's the whole thing. It's not 1-1. Everybody's
It was One One.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
was
thank goodness they dropped that.
There was
That's
something
silly.
where I think they did say that it was 1-1 at some point.
That's what I thought.
I think
I thought
there
they
was
flip-flopped it.
Yeah. Originally it was One One, and then I think they tried to like simplify it by saying 1-1.
Because no one could.
And then they're like, why would we say 1-1? Because One meant like fly in some language. Like probably Tahitian or something.
Yeah. And then they were like, we're culturally appropriating. We need to remove this. But what's funny though is that I was on their site the other day because I was trying to pull a logo or something, and they still have it on their site at one point, but they haven't removed the One One, and it's at the bottom right hand corner. If you're listening, Hoka, that you need to fix that.
1 of 1.
Dude, I always notice stuff I'm always like on Adidas' site.
Yeah.
Like their product people who update the tech specs and stuff do such a poor job.
It's copy and pasted from the previous
Yeah.
one almost every time,
Yeah.
and then I'm always like, this isn't right.
It's like,
I like it when they
I'm
leave.
always emailing them being like, by the way, your main Adidas.com page has all the wrong specs
Yeah.
for one of your biggest running shoes.
I like it when they have like name here. So it's like the something something super name here is this and this release date,
Which
like
isn't
that.
to say we don't make mistakes.
Yeah, of
Apparently
course.
had the Brooks Hyperion Elite 3 PB title on our main page for like a week.
Hey, they should have made the 3 a PB.
That's true.
Speaking of which, as long as we're getting in the Hoka, I got a package here from the people that make the plates in the Brooks Hyperion Elite
Okay.
4 and 4 PB.
Okay.
And what's that?
What's the plate called again?
Well, the name of the company is Eris.
That's right.
But they made a new product that I'll show you here in a sec. But I love this note they sent. They said, Thomas, cheers for demanding P-backs because it does matter. Thank you,
Snap.
Elizabeth and team. Real
Oh, yeah.
note, I didn't write this myself.
Let me see to make
Yeah,
sure.
his handwriting's not that good.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're excited about it because they want their product in the best shoe. And then they sent me these, which I think I want to try these in the Evo SL. So what it is,
You can turn any shoe into a plated carbon shoe.
Pretty much. So it's an insole.
Now you're getting the ASMR that
I
everyone
know.
wants.
Yeah.
I haven't opened it. So it's an insole with the Eris plate in it.
Whoa.
So you can put this in any shoe and have a plate added to it.
That's
Which I'm thinking this.
What kind of plate is this?
It's P-backs. Or not P-backs, carbon fiber.
It doesn't feel like it.
Well, carbon fiber is usually a blend. So it can be blended with a bunch of stuff. But theirs is a 3D printed carbon fiber.
that's interesting for sure.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, I love, I've been touting that I like the Evo SL so much, but it is, it's a little softer. So throw this in there and get that plate
I
going.
mean, you're basically turning it back into the Pro 3.
Nah.
It's the Pro 3 foam without a plate.
Yeah. This is, Eris Technology delivers cutting edge continuous fiber products. That's
Okay.
what it says on the thing.
It's an interesting.
So yeah, I'm going to throw it in there, at least give it one try in a run. But yeah, I mean, that's cool, right?
Oh yeah, that's an interesting concept.
I'm gonna
You should
try to
definitely
pop
try it out.
Do you think
Don't
we're
break
gonna?
it.
You know how it I don't know. I feel like the past couple of years at Terry, we've seen more of the brands doing the like removable midsoles.
Yeah.
And do you think that's going to catch on?
I don't know.
Here's
Good
why I think it's a
question.
benefit to the manufacturing process. One, you're not having to worry about the glues and stuff. Two, it gives you more flexibility on like what you want to do with the stack height. So potentially you could customize fit for people, but if you think about it this way, if in the normal process they have to take the midsole, put the plate in, glue the plates together, then adhere to the shoe. This one they're taking the midsole on the bottom, and just it's an insert, so it probably saves money on putting it together and weight with the glue.
But the thought that people would just buy a new midsole instead of a new shoe, I think, is ludicrous.
Well, that one I don't know if that one works.
Yeah,
as well.
because the companies aren't making any money. You don't want somebody to buy a $50 midsole and then replace that over a new
plus,
shoe.
I feel like the rest of the shoe is going to be worn, and you're just going to want to buy a new shoe.
I think that's more of a marketing thing where you kind of like tie into someone's value mindset, and it's kind of like we'll sell you, like right now you can get those mops where you just get the new mop
The
heads.
Swiffers?
Yeah. How often do you buy the Swiffer like thing? You're just like, you forget about it, you leave it, and then you just buy a whole new kit at some point. And then, it's like you don't buy the
replacements?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even we do use refillable soap, but sometimes you're like, just
get a new soap.
Yeah. So I think that's
like,
more of a
or if
mindset.
a coffee machine breaks, or if you, like, this actually was crazy. I had a coffee machine, and the coffee pot broke. You can't buy the new pot. You just have to buy the whole machine.
Why can't you buy a new pot?
It's like $5 less. I think you can, but it's like $5 less than buying the whole machine.
If
So
you
it's
have one
like,
of them stainless steel ones, yeah.
I was like, no, I think it was a glass.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It was like I might as well just get a
whole new thing.
get a new one.
Well, it is crazy. So like you get, that price point. It's
kinda the same
You can get a
with-
Mr. Coffee for like,
Yeah, it's a cheap one.
I bought a coffee maker when we were in Chicago because our hotel didn't have
yeah,
one.
it's
And
still here at the office.
And it was like the cost of a couple of cups of coffee if I had gone to Starbucks, which
Yeah.
is kind of
I
crazy.
think it was like $15.
Yeah, it was.
Which, yeah, I feel like things shouldn't cost that little.
It worked. It's fine.
No, I mean, I know it works, but I'm just saying, like, in the overall scheme of things, it just creates a ton of waste. And like when we were younger, like especially when you were growing up, your TV broke, you took it to a TV repair place. You didn't buy a new TV.
Especially when you were growing up. Back in the old days when we would put them together by hand. You got the tube and the vacuum tubes going, and you heated that up and slapped it on the side.
When you talk
ever-
to someone through a tin can just to have a conversation.
I don't ever remember someone repairing their TV.
There were TV repair stores.
Right.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Like there was one right on Roland Ave here by the bagel shop.
There's one in Canton Square. Even when I still moved here, I still think it operated, but you like, especially I'm not saying when you were younger, but that there was like when I was in college is when we switched. When
Do you know what replaced that?
What?
Now it's the broken phone screen repair. Like you get like the
But
mobile phones.
even that now it's almost like
You just get a new phone.
yeah, or
Those
get a
are in all the
refurbished.
bodegas.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're doing something else. I think we know that.
For sure.
Vape pens and screen repair.
Yeah.
Carl knows what they're
I've
doing.
never seen a single person walk in there with a broken phone. I'm just gonna say that.
Robbie did.
Except for me.
You're the one actual.
I was shocked he
customer.
actually. I was shocked he knew how to repair it. Which it was actually pretty did a pretty
Dude,
good
there's
job.
probably crazy stuff in your phone now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
probably been
it's
tracking
a cartel
you.
phone now.
It's fine. I did want to say, speaking of the carbon fiber plate stuff, there's the guy who ran in the carbon fiber sandals.
I saw that. A 218.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, Chris again sent me that and was like, "Hey, you guys have to review this." And then I also saw Ben is out in Kenya right now, and the guy, I think it's Chilimo, or no, who was?
I think there's like
Chilimo's,
45 people with that last name.
with
Kiplamo or Kiplaget or Chilemo.
Are
It's like
you saying
Smith.
that's the Johnsons?
Yeah, it's like the Smith or Johnson of
Anyway, Ben actually got the
Yeah, it's
sandal
Kiplamo.
off the guy, and was holding it. And
Oh, really?
Checking it out. Yeah.
Well, so
I mean, I'd try it.
it's not. I mean, it's an interesting idea. Here's what I think. What if you just had instead of the? I feel like the
Toe.
the part in between the toe and
Thong?
yeah. I didn't want to say it because I figured you would
Is thong bad?
spin off that.
All right.
No, the thong.
I have spun off a thong.
The whale.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Damn. The whale tail in between the big toe and the small toe, or middle toe. That I could see that getting
Chafe?
yeah.
Yeah.
But what if you had almost like individual positions for each toe?
Are you talking about like 5 fingers?
Yeah, basically.
No.
If you had a 5 fingers upper.
Second check-in. Let's talk about progress again. I said I would get back into it. You know, it's real easy to compare yourself to other people and to kind of put that line in the sand of where you think you should be, whether it's pace, mileage, or anything else that has to do with running. But the fact of the matter is you just are stealing joy from yourself if you don't concentrate on where you've come from. So if you think about progress that way, like, okay, how is my mileage compared to last month? How is my speed compared? How does my breathing feel? How am I progressing in this sport? And it's not always going to be linear. Sometimes it's going to feel backwards, or you're not quite where you were a year ago or 2 years ago. But the point is that you're here and you're doing it and you're making progress with every step forward.
All right, guys. LMNT is still a sponsor of this podcast, but for a limited time, they're offering their chocolate medley.
Ooh, that sounds pretty delicious.
You know, it's not like you're not going to put that in your bubbly water.
No.
You could.
Could you?
You
Okay.
could.
You want it heated up, I think.
Yeah, some hot water with either the chocolate mint, the chocolate chai, or the chocolate raspberry.
I've heard it's pretty good in coffee too.
You could also put it in your coffee.
Okay.
Would you do it before your run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some hot coffee, some chocolate medley.
I do like a mocha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Also, our offer is still available. So you can go to element.com/thedrop and get a free Element sample pack.
Do you know if the sample pack would have this chocolate in it?
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
there you go.
So go get them and enjoy.
But really you just need it over the top of the foot and the heel and you are kind of good, right?
Here's what
This
I
looks
think.
so uncomfortable. I can't believe he ran in this.
I would go more in the direction of making it like a sock, which would then bring it closer to what On did with the shoe
Yeah.
that you have.
I think
Meg
it's a
has.
cool. I mean, it's
It's Nyrun. That's the name of it.
No, Vin.
It says Nyrun carbon plate race sandal.
Ving Run.
Ving Run. Yeah.
Oh.
I tried to look at their website, and
Yeah,
they're from Vietnamese.
It's take.app/Ving.
Yeah, but it's all in Vietnamese.
No, I found something. It's
you found it?
$170.
Let's order one, and I'll try it, or you can try it.
It says your options are 37, 38, 39, or 40.
Wow.
So good luck.
I'm
That's
one of
small,
those.
right?
Probably
I have no idea.
I think I could fit a 40. No, I'm like a 44. I think.
Yeah, I think I'm like 40. I think I'm a 40 or 41. Yeah, their social media is all in Vietnamese.
Do we know what the
or
weight-
Thai? I think it's Thai. Is Thai?
I think they're in Vietnam, so why would it be Thai?
It says Ving Thailand. At least this.
Oh, maybe it is.
Maybe it's just this Instagram
No,
account.
that probably is them. What's the weight loss by not having an upper?
That's a good question. That's what I was kind of thinking, but I'm not sure how much it weighs or whatever.
I mean, that's the ideal is to, if we're getting rid of something, if you could just, maybe someday we'll just be gluing midsoles to our foot for a race.
I mean, even like a Velcro strap or something would be better than a thong, like a rubber thing in between your toes.
If you super glued a midsole,
He won a race in those, mate.
yeah.
he ran a 218, he could probably run like a 209 in a regular shoe.
Well, if you did super glue with like a nice strong adhesive of super glue, I don't know which super glue is the
Or what if-
best. Gorilla glue.
Gorilla glue.
Yeah.
You had a material that your foot sunk into and it just sucked to it.
I just went straight up skin to skin contact.
With super glue?
Yeah, because I want
With
to.
thongs?
How long does it take for? How long would it take for it to fall off your foot? Like to grow another layer of skin until it falls off.
I don't know. That sounds to me like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Is that the plot of that?
Remember he had spray on shoes? Couldn't get them off.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
What?
And we
is
haven't harnessed that
happening?
technology yet?
Yeah.
In the movie or in the
On
book?
is. They're making that.
No, I want to be like straight up
Like
super glued
he
to the bottom.
What about this?
Like the bottom of your foot is super glued to the shoe.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to mess with the whole foam and spring effect. It's a hard no. You can't do it.
I think what you need though is an organic material that would grow into your skin.
foot? Yeah. Like just an algae that you sits there and grows for a couple months before
Yeah,
race
and then
day.
you
But you can't train because
Then-
it's growing.
Then you slap on the outsole.
Oh yeah, I guess that throws everything off. This is where we need time travel to come in. The first goal of time travel is to grow midsoles on your foot in faster time.
Okay, so say that you could go though back in your like like people have talked about. They're like, if I went back in time, I wouldn't like. They'd be like, yeah, you got a phone. How they do that? I don't know. All that stuff. Like if you go back,
You'd just be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you could go back in time, I do think I would try to get hired at like a shoe company and be like, look, I'm going to show you. We're going to move past this EVA foam. You know?
We're gonna put plates in it, and then that's how you ended up working for Mizuno for 20 years.
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah. Just you wait. You're sitting there in your corner cubicle, being like
Trying to
"Let's-"
explain to somebody what a P-back is.
You have the vision and nobody there.
Yeah.
You have the worst team in the world, and it's just like year after year, you have to put out the Wave Rider.
Ouch.
Just kidding.
That would be a good dystopian movie.
When the Wave Rider came out, I think it was a pretty forward thinking.
I would watch this movie. You have somebody right after the Vaporfly comes out, and you get zapped back into time to the 70s, and you're like trying to describe the shoe to people. You'd be like, no, it's got like this P-Bax foam. They're like, don't know what that is.
Yeah, because if you're not a scientist, what are you even going to tell them?
And you're going to 3M, and you're like going to DuPont, and you're like, hey, this is what I need. It's called P-Bax.
Yeah. Like we could pour all those chemicals into the river. It's cool. They won't find out for another 30 years that it's killing the whole town.
Yeah. Just give them another jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go back and you try it, and then you just keep watching them mess it up over and over. It
Yeah.
would be like a Severance, but like finally trying to break, the 2-hour marathon.
That would be almost a form of hell if you had these ideas, but you don't know how to convey them. And that actually would be a good movie.
Yeah.
If
Like,
you had to go back in time.
Frustrated?
Yeah.
No, it's called an iPhone.
Just constantly, like, nobody gets it.
You could develop apps and put it on it.
Oh, that would be awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they keep coming back to you with like a Casio calculator watch.
Yeah. Which are cool. Still cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that there have been many inventions since the calculator watch that have kind of been cooler.
Oh,
I guess the iPhone's
This
cooler
guy
than the
has a-
calculator watch.
Yeah.
This guy takes
I would
all
think
these
so.
old Sony products, like the original Walkman, and like at their height, like the ones that were the coolest.
Oh, the design was so good on those.
There was this mini disc player he showed.
Oh, yeah.
That like played those smaller,
Yep.
the disc singles. But if you open it up and you slid the thing here and slid the thing here, you could put a full size CD on it and close it,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
would play it. But it, like the engineering, the design is so genius, and you're like, it's weird. It's like you make it to the pinnacle of that technology.
Yeah.
But then it's like they start from zero back again with other stuff. Mm-hmm. Like the iPod, we've kind of like the max area we are now is like the iPhone, but there's nothing exciting about it inherently, the design.
Right now, you mean?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just a rectangle,
Yeah.
which I did learn a trick, and this I think is useful information for anybody.
Okay.
Is you can program the power buttons on the side. If you go into your settings, that little side button at the top
Yeah.
above your volume stuff, you can make it automatically open your camera. You can make it
Oh, I didn't know that.
automatically Shazam.
Really?
Yeah, and you can take pictures with it once it's open. Watch this.
He
See this
came
button?
running down the stairs yesterday telling me he had just learned the coolest thing about his phone. And I was like, that's it?
Oh, well, that's
And
actually
then
pretty
watch
cool.
this. Bam, picture taken.
Really?
Yeah, there you are.
That is me. Wow, look at that.
But you can set it to do anything. Like, say you want to Shazam. Say you're like somebody who really loves music and you're always Shazamming stuff. You can just hold down that button and it automatically opens.
Are you
Shazam.
always Shazamming stuff, Rappy? You don't seem like someone who's always Shazamming
I haven't in
stuff.
a while. Yeah.
You can hook it to your flashlight. You can hook it to your voice memos. You can hook it to anything. So I'm like, I don't care about sound on, sound off. I can turn off my sound by holding this down.
It's the little power button or
The little guy.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good news for everyone, I think.
Yeah, everyone on this show is now changing their power button to a new setting.
Well, I thought about doing like an Instagram post about it. Hey, you probably don't know about your phone, and having the phone in the background and showing it. Yeah, but no, it's not me.
That's not your lane.
Yeah, it's not.
Are you caught up on Beast games?
No, because of the whole like Amazon Prime thing, my situation.
So what do you do? Only when you go to someone's house?
I refuse to get an Amazon Prime
I keep forgetting
subscription.
that. Wait, so how'd you watch the first one?
At my parents' house.
All right, go home.
Maybe I should get do the week-long trial.
Can you just
thing.
log into their thing from your house?
Probably, but
What is it about Prime you don't want? You get music, you get videos, you get TV, you get
Free packages.
Something
I can
about-
order it Tums.
I think like a couple years ago, I just kind of didn't like Amazon anymore. I think once it became, I don't know, I felt like the Amazon marketplace was a mess. I just didn't like it in general. And I thought, I live so close to everything, Target and everything else, that I'm like, I don't really need it. And so to me, it's just like, I don't care if I get it the next day.
Have you been to the Target recently?
I hate that.
I will pay money not to go there.
It is
Same.
it is a mess. Yeah. I will say
It just feels dirty.
But the thing with Amazon, if you still spend more than $35, you still get Prime shipping. So
yeah,
it's
but I'll be like sitting on the couch and Meg will be like, we ran out of X, and I'll just be like, boop, buy now, and it's like there in an hour.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know.
And then I'm
Part of
watching
it is
MrBeast.
I don't like the. I don't like the. And I'm not like I'm not judging you for it, but I don't like the waste of gas and transportation and packaging costs and everything for just like getting something.
But
on the
do you
fly.
think those guys aren't roaming the neighborhood dropping off packages anyway?
We're
Yeah,
just
but-
one stop along the
Like,
way.
you're-
It's all part of it.
I don't think you should buy ice cream from ice cream trucks if that's the case.
No, it's just it's all. It's more the overall
trucks.
just. I don't know. I'm just
Okay.
saying. Yeah.
No,
I don't like
I hear you.
I like the delayed gratification of just being like, I don't need everything just right now. It's the
I
same
would
reason
also-
I refuse to use DoorDash or Uber Eats. I just hate the concept of it.
Well, I don't like somebody
What
else
happens if
handling
you
my
want
food.
to order food in?
I never do. I just go get it.
What if it's snowing outside?
Just go get I just go get it. I go to somewhere near my house. Like, I don't know.
I can
So
hear
much
what
more
you're saying.
resourceful.
I miss the times, and Megan and I think we're talking about this the other day, and I've talked about it with my kids, that like, because of that, we don't have to go to stores anymore. And I think the little shops and the stuff that made cities cool are dying.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to go out.
Right.
And not going out, you don't interact with people.
Yeah.
And that's why when you go to the airport, you see people in pajamas because they don't know that's not how you're supposed to be walking
That's
around.
a good, yeah. Yeah, so I guess it's just my way of pushing back on it. But it's not like I'm telling other people to do it. It's just I understand.
I
why
hear
everyone
you,
uses
but
it.
I'm saying you could be having a fun conversation about MrBeast right now. Instead, you're not. And I'm going to tell you something. Can I spoil it for him?
It's up to him.
Don't spoil it. Okay, give me like one more week.
All right, I'll give you one more week, and then you're going to find out the fate of the preacher.
Oh, okay. The bearded guy?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't have pulled his name out of the hat if MrBeast was standing right here.
I only remember
with $5 million.
I only remember because it's my brother's name. But yeah, all right. I have watched Severance though.
Okay, the first one.
Yeah.
Did you get
Of
Apple
the second
TV, or where
season.
did you watch that?
Did I get out the TV?
No.
Is that what you said?
Did you get your TV back from the repair shop?
Oh, okay, yeah. We did get the Apple. I'll probably get Apple TV for the remainder of Severance.
I have to say, they don't put out a ton of shows, but the shows they put out are usually high quality.
Yeah.
And I'm enthralled with Severance. I like it. Megan won't watch it.
No, that's not for me.
It's just stressful for you?
yeah, I
Oh.
can't.
It is. I do feel like it is one of the best shows in recent memory. It's an incredibly well done show.
Yeah.
Everything, the set design, the acting, it's just amazing.
And this is how I know I like a show, when I'll start watching the theories of the show. Like when you start seeing
Here's the thing though, I was duped hard enough by Lost that I'm never gonna go down the theory holes, because I know the writers
thongs and theory holes.
Theory holes. Yeah. It's a new one. You'll get there someday. Go into the dark web deep enough and you'll find it. But
that'd be a good name for a band, Theory Hole.
Theory hole, yeah.
Carl's a musician. Carl, Theory Hole.
That's the next step of the hypothesis hole.
Or the glory.
Yeah. I don't.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not going there.
See, this show just takes like an hour to warm up.
I was trying to see if there's any other boundaries, but you crossed it.
Yeah.
So but I don't like to go looking at the theories, because I know the writers are just like, oh, I can't believe people think this, and they don't know what they're doing either. They're just like,
Right, but I think it's a great entertainment in its own. Like, I don't need it so that I can be like, okay, the blue balloons represent this.
Yeah.
It's just it's almost like talking to you about the Beast games. I would have enjoyed that, but we can't. So now I'm going to go online and maybe watch a theory on what's going on.
I mean, the thing is, it never goes as deep as people think it goes. There might be some surfacey stuff.
I think Lost let you down. I think you got hurt by Lost.
Yeah, Lost I was totally invested in Lost, thinking that it was. I watched it after it was done with, so I just burned through it.
So do you think that it would have been better if they had listened to the theories and then gone and made the show like the theories instead of just some
Probably.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. It's like, if I was one of these writers, I'd be like, hey, that's a good idea.
It's so shocking how bad it got from.
Like the final episode of Seinfeld?
Yeah, but even then, it's like, okay, it's, Lost, everyone was so emotionally tied into it.
All right, so let's go down the line here. Favorite show of all time? We'll start with Robbie.
Of all time?
Yeah. That if you got stuck in like a time loop, you had to continue to watch it over and over.
This is hard. Honestly, it sounds crazy, but... Well, I do love Seinfeld, just because he's so easy to rewatch, or Arrested Development. But my favorite, like, Freaks and Geeks is really one of my all-time... It hits, like, everything. I love that show.
It takes you back to a warmer time in life.
Yeah, and it's both funny and heartfelt, and it has really good... Obviously, the actors are really good in it, and it's kind of...
I've only watched, like, 1 or 2 episodes. Maybe
really?
I should watch that.
Oh, my gosh. I love that show so much. So I'd say that's definitely one of my favorites of all time.
I don't know how to choose one. Can I have 3?
You could have drama, comedy, and maybe a sci-fi.
Okay, well, then there's no third one.
I mean, I would say drama, The Wire.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That has to be up there.
That's up there, yeah.
And I think the other 2 I kind of covered.
I think Schitt's Creek for comedy.
That's a good
one.
I'd probably have to go Succession for drama.
Okay.
Another good one.
There's no sci-fi, absolutely not.
No Star Trek for you?
No.
You kind of threw me off with Succession, because that's a sleeper hit that I didn't think about. I really enjoyed that one. But
I also really like Ted Lasso.
That's comedy.
I know, so
Yeah.
I'm going to keep Schitt's Creek in there.
Okay.
I'll say Sopranos was definitely up there.
Yeah.
You also got me with The Wire. That one has me questioning myself, because that one had so much. They're so good, but there is a couple bad seasons of The Wire.
Yeah. Right.
I'll go.
Although okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think a lot of people don't like the second season, the Longshoreman one, but I really like that one a lot. But the last one is like so. The Journalist.
Yeah, I think when they start getting into O'Malley's stuff,
Yeah.
that got weird too. So I'll say Sopranos. Then for comedy, I think it's just tough to beat Seinfeld. It's so easy to watch because you don't have to pay attention the whole time.
Yeah, it's just...
You can just drift in and out.
And it's rewatchable at any time.
I would say most rewatchable for me is The Office. Like, I could just put that on at any time of the day and watch it.
That was the one that I was kind of balancing with it. I was thinking, but I think the win goes to Seinfeld for me.
I was gonna say I like the British Office. I love both of them, but I feel I watched the British Office back in college, like before the other Office came out, and we watched it all the time. And I love that, like Ricky Gervais is just cringe. It's so cringe. Like
You like it?
yeah, and I love it.
My
But-
sci-fi would be Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean I was thinking that as well. It's hard to beat that.
Another drama I'll throw in there that I watch over and over, or at least I've watched it twice, is Ozark.
Oh yeah, that's one where I'm like Meg, where I can only watch that in doses.
It's too intense.
So, and there's just no redeemable qualities.
I'm going to tell you, well, Succession didn't have redeem. What I like about that, though, it's kind of like, what was that show with Ricky Chase?
Chevy Chase?
No, Chase, the actor in the Entourage.
Oh.
If you really
Vincent
think about Ozark, it's sort of like Entourage. Every week they kind of are in trouble.
Yeah.
Something bad's
It
going to
is
happen.
kinda like
and
that.
he gets out of it. And you're like, yay.
Entourage was a great show back in the day. I did love that show.
I also really like Suits. That was a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
seriously.
I could rewatch that one.
The crazy thing about the Entourage one is I thought I was watching, I was like, came up on HBO. I thought it was the series. So I was like, I haven't watched it from the beginning in a long time. So I put it on. It was the movie.
Oh, I never even saw that.
Okay, it's
you
pretty
never
bad.
saw the movie?
Yeah. Oh, dude, actually, the other.
But
Yeah.
the things that happen in the movie,
Yeah.
you couldn't even make that movie right now.
Oh, I'm sure. I can't even imagine. I would say, I don't know. Now that I think about it, maybe Friday Night Lights would definitely be up there as one of my.
I never watched that.
It's
The cinematography
amazing.
in that one is what I think really sells it.
Yeah. The soundtracks and
Yeah.
the heist growing up in high school, kind of Central Texas.
Final check-in. If you made it this far into the podcast, you really have progressed because this has been a long one and it's been all over the place. But this check-in, I'm just telling you, find a way to find joy in your running. And if it's not through pace, if it's not through mileage, there's got to be other stuff. It's got to be just getting out the door, maybe breathing fresh air or seeing parts of your town on foot that you don't normally see. And it doesn't all have to be a time on a clock or a race or how far you've gone. Sometimes it can just be the simple thing of feeling alive. Yeah.
Such a great West Texas.
Like for people, like if you were trying to do like Kafuzi style stuff, like you can learn a lot just by watching the
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights.
Like just that realistic.
and the slow
style.
song in and
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely up there with one of my favorites for sure. But anyways, I don't know how we got on that, but that was good to know.
How do we get on any of the topics? It's
Yeah.
a wild world.
I had to say one more thing, which I just thought was sad and funny. But so Monday I had drove up to PA for a viewing for a high school teacher of mine that died. He was like my favorite teacher ever. And we never really kept in touch, which I feel bad about in hindsight, but it is what it is. But anyway, so I went to his viewing and
Did you actually get to see him?
no, they did. He was cremated.
Oh.
But wait, did you mean?
I thought when you go to a viewing, it's like they're laid
yeah.
out and you
They
see
call,
them.
that's what I thought too. Okay, they called it a viewing, but I didn't know maybe there's another
Yeah.
word for it.
A
Visitation?
A funeral.
Yeah, it's just a funeral, I think.
Well, no, because the funeral was the next day. But they still did a service for it, which was weird.
That is weird because, especially with, well, I guess when my father passed away, he got cremated. So we had I went to the funeral,
Yeah.
and before they cremated, you go see his body.
Oh, okay.
And then he's cremated, and then,
Okay, so
but
that's
there was no ceremony with the ashes.
that's kind of what I thought too. But I was like,
Not other people, only our family saw him.
oh, okay.
So it's not like it was like a public, like if you were friends with my dad, you didn't come back and,
Okay. I haven't been to many.
I don't think they did that. Maybe
Yeah,
they did.
I haven't been to many viewings or funerals, which is kind of crazy. 'cause
I had
I
a
feel like
friend-
I'm starting to get older.
Who committed suicide,
Uh huh.
and he had, I guess
Well-
that's an open casket.
Closed? You mean?
No, it was open. And he shot himself in the head.
What?
Yeah. So they just did the makeup and stuff, and
They put it. I don't know.
yeah, we can talk about it later.
All right. I have so many questions, but I don't know if I want to be
No,
insensitive.
not on here.
Anyways, so they just did a cremation, but they had like a service or whatever with a priest and everything. Which, by the way, there's a lot of false endings to that service. The Catholic
Like you
Church,
start standing up.
they really do a lot of prayers and things, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's it. And then they go into a whole nother thing. I'm like, that's
How long was it?
You just said the same thing. It's like an hour long.
So it's like our podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
We think it's over, but guess what?
Yeah, you won't be if you go to a Catholic funeral, you won't be surprised. But the priest was telling the story how apparently he used to run. My teacher used to run track in high school and was also coached the track team for like 10 years. This is before I went there or had him, so I didn't know all this. And he was like, "Yeah, I was wearing these pair of shoes," and Charles was like, those shoes are trash. I used to run. I know all about shoes. He's like, I'll give you a good recommendation. He's like, and so then he gave me his recommendation, and those are the shoes I'm wearing. And so the whole time I'm like, I can't see him because he's behind the podium or whatever at the lectern, and I'm like now all I can think about is what shoes is this guy wearing. So then service finishes and he walks up.
So you're going to give him a shoe recommendation?
Well, no, he was saying like my
Yeah.
teacher who passed gave him a shoe recommendation like last year, and he's like, and these are the shoes I've been wearing. They're great. So I'm like trying to get an eye on these, and finally he walks up the aisle and I see him. I'm like, what are those? And so then after the service, I'm like lingering around trying to
Lingerer.
talk to him, and pulling a creepy Carl in the midst of a funeral service.
Let me check out your foot.
So then finally I did. I went over and I was like, told him basically how I'm a shoe reviewer, all this stuff, and then I had to check out shoes. They were like the worst shoes ever.
What were they?
Yeah, it's like some no name like garbage brand. Oh. But the priest said that he usually wears Brooks because he's a runner as well. And so I was like, why wouldn't you just stick with Brooks? But I thought it was funny because my favorite English teacher, who basically started my whole writing, editing career, the path down that, during the service, he talked about shoe recommendations, which I thought was pretty hilarious.
It's like they knew you were coming.
Yeah. But
he's probably whispering in the priest ear, tell him about the shoes.
yeah.
Don't let him leave.
Yeah.
Tell him about the shoes.
You got to talk about shoes. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny that it was like probably the worst recommendation you could give for shoes.
Well,
but he liked them.
So during the service, did they go off on tangents and start talking about sandwiches and stuff?
No, which was unfortunate. Yeah. But my mind was going down all those. I can tell you what, during the service, I was thinking about all those things though.
I wonder if you would appreciate that, like if you're in a service, if it was similar to the podcast where it just kind of goes all over the place, that you'd appreciate because you'd be like engaged, or would you be like, can we just wrap this up?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to, just like in his English class or anything where I have to sit for an hour for my mind not to go, like, before you know it, I'm on French fries or dipping sauces. It's like I'm listening to the service and then it's just like 5 minutes later I realize what's happening. I don't know.
Power of Christ compels you.
Yeah. Dude, Jesus would turn regular barbecue sauce into Chick-fil-A sauce any day of the week. Yeah.
Feed the masses.
They were having a feast. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyways, but speaking of shoe recommendations,
there it
Brooks,
is. Yeah.
we can talk about the Brooks Glycerin 22. Carl and I did a video review of this shoe.
Oh, I can't wait.
I felt like it was pretty straightforward. There wasn't too many hijinks. Yeah. But we...
Did you just say I had fun?
I said I thought it was fine.
Oh.
It was fine. It was very fine.
Okay.
Remember very fine drinks? Yeah. Anyways.
Apple, that always gave me a stomachache.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what it is about apple juice. A little too.
Too sweet?
Yeah.
But so the shoe. Did you run it at all?
I did one run in it, yeah.
Did you?
I thought it was good.
Did you?
I gave my pair to Carl. That's how he was able to do the review with you.
Honestly, it's it's a great Brooks shoe. Like it's what they're doing with the DNA tuned foam is excellent.
I knew the foam would be great because I love the Max.
Yeah.
But looking at this shoe,
Oh, it's gross.
this is why Carl
That
got it.
colorway might be the most heinous thing I've
we
ever
should
seen.
have mentioned that in the video review. We didn't.
You didn't give Knox because of that?
This
Oh
looks
my
like
gosh.
a blacklight poster from 1980s.
Yeah, this looks like we just traveled back in time.
Yeah. It is.
Last year's is worse.
Oh, it is. Here, toss this last year's. Oh, it's
That's
not
pretty
Robbie
good.
hands.
Do you
but
think
it's
last
good.
year? You think last year's is worse?
No, I think this year's is worse.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
year's
they're
is worse.
equally bad.
Is it?
I think. Is it?
I think this year's.
Did I
is
give you
worse.
this one from last year? I'm consistent.
At least we know the midsole is way improved.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
can you tell me what's the difference between the DNA Loft and what we got there?
Well, the Loft is just their soft. I don't even know. I think they said it was nitrogen infused, but it was still like an EVA.
It is
Yeah.
nitrogen. What's that one?
But this is a DNA tune where they do they
Double puck.
have that like I don't know internal puck or whatever, and that the heel has bigger air bubbles for more softer cushion landing. The forefoot has those tinier bubbles for a more
Did you run in the Max?
yeah.
Okay, so this is a good question for you. So I know that your preference isn't always the Max cushion.
Yeah.
So, as someone who maybe wants something, this has still got a pretty decent stack height. What's
Yeah,
the
we
stack height?
were talking about that. So it's 38.28 on this one.
And what's the max then? Like
40,
40.
43?
Yeah, 45.
45.39.
Okay, so you ran in both. Which would you prefer?
Well, I like the Max because it has that rocker to it as well. It's a pretty aggressive toe off on the Max, but this is just like a normal daily trainer, but that's actually feels exciting. It's not, the Max is weirdly aggressive in a way. Do you know what I mean? With that toe, it has that
Like
roll.
it rolls quickly.
That's like,
It like you kind of want to run a little faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why I love it because it's max cushion and you feel like you can just kind
Yeah.
of get in a groove.
No,
I
it
have
is-
to say it's my all-time favorite Brooks shoe.
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome. So this is just more, it's a similar feel, but not that rocker. The toe is nice. It feels like faster than it should be, or lighter than it should be, because Carl, what's it weigh? 11.1 ounces for your 10.5. That's pretty heavy,
That is.
but it doesn't feel.
That's only like an ounce less than the Max, I think.
Then what?
Than the Max.
And the Glycerin Max.
I don't even think the Glycerin Max weighs that much.
I have a question. Does this collar remind you of another shoe?
Yes, it does.
Oh, I should have mentioned. Is it the Nimbus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like a hard
That looks like
similarity.
hey, that looks cool. Let's put that in our shoe.
Like that's identical.
Like the
I should
full
have
tab
mentioned-
and stuff.
Probably should have mentioned that too.
Because look at the one before. It had a traditional
yeah.
fupa.
We haven't done the written review yet, so I can do that. But the fit overall is fine or whatever in the upper. I think it's going to be a little worn. The tongue is super thick.
Which is probably nice for winter running.
Yeah.
I will say though, if you want the whole team to review these, you're gonna have to send a better colorway.
Yeah.
Because Meg, you did one run.
My colorway wasn't as bad. It was like a light blue color.
Okay.
It actually, it wasn't bad at all.
But I would say as far as daily trainer goes, like I would take that over the Nimbus. The midsole just feels so good. Like
So is that who you compare this to? The Nimbus? Who else? Who's in that category? 1080.
1080. Yeah, I would take this over any of those shoes.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think it's just that midsole is really
It is
good.
nice, I
Like,
agree.
It feels awesome. And I think it's gonna last for a long time. So Glycerin Max is it's about the same. So in the spec sheet, it's a men's 9 is 10.5 ounces, so 10.5 would be probably about the same weight.
That's insane.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I'm going Glycerin Max every time just because
Yeah.
I prefer.
No,
Well, the price point is different though.
Oh,
Right. Yeah, I mean Glycerin Max is 200, right?
Yeah. How much is this?
165.
Yeesh.
So yeah, I'd probably pick the Max as well, but this is just for a straightforward kind of daily trainer.
Sure, yeah.
It's probably, I feel like it has to be one of the better ones out there. Premium, I would guess premium daily trainer.
Yeah. Which that is the 160 is 160 to 165 seems to be that premium daily trainer price point.
Yeah.
And you're saying premium daily trainer, not super trainer.
Not a super trainer, just
Okay.
like
Right.
Like here's our
Foam
our
Simple.
top of the line
Yeah.
daily trainer.
Quality materials.
Yeah, more comfort in the upper, stuff like that. But yeah, I really did like it. I think it's one of everything that Brooks is doing seems to be on the right track. Especially the midsole stuff, that's really cool. Like that is different than anyone else is doing.
I think it's what's interesting about Brooks is that they didn't. Some of these brands have to hit like rock bottom before they'll like make a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the warning signs were there for Brooks. There was like the check engine light was on, and they've done a really good job of like
Taking it to the
jumping in
mechanic.
and changing that up.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I forgot to say the whole reason that Eris was saying something about demand the P-backs was because of the shoe behind us. It was just the original,
the normal
Hyperion
Hyperion
Elite without the PB in it, and their products in it. So of course they want the best
Yeah.
shoe, and we had done a review where we kind of criticized them for staying in the past.
Yeah, so I think it's a really good shoe, and I'm excited to see the next wave of shoes coming from Brooks, which are Glycerin Max 2, the Hyperion Max 3.
You like the Hyperion Max too. I thought it was, for me, it was a little too firm. Now they're putting in that top layer of PB, right? Is that the shoe that's
the
getting
gold?
it?
I think. Yeah, I think so.
PB Gold. It sounds like a coffee. I'd like some. Give me the PB Gold blend.
Or like a protein powder.
Yeah.
Peanut butter gold. Which, by the way, Megan Featherston, she's doing a monthly round. You should mention this on Fuel for the Soul too. She's doing a monthly nutrition roundup for us because we always get so much nutrition stuff. I'm just like,
Well, we also don't have a. She's
Background.
got an education,
right.
Like,
And
is it a master or is it doctorate?
Wait, I don't know.
She's got a bunch of
Sir,
certifications.
she's got all the
learned.
certifications.
Yeah.
She's a scholar.
This is a house of learned doctors.
Yeah. But she is doing a monthly roundup of nutrition type things. So she just published it this morning, like plant-based protein powders, comparing them.
Which one is a Runway is a sponsor of the Fuel for the Soul, which is the one that I use, and I think you're using it. And I like it because it's got the creatine in it as well.
Yeah. And there, so yeah, that's one of them. There's a few other ones on there. And so every month she'll be giving her take on whatever's cool or hot or
Sweet.
not.
You know what's great is it's great that we have it on Believe in the Run, but you can also visit Featherston Nutrition. She's got a ton of free content in there for like if you want recipes, if you want if you want to learn how to fuel your runs.
Casio watch calculators?
No.
You know what did suck about those?
What?
The buttons were so small. I had to use like a pencil eraser to tap the pen.
Yeah,
thing.
that makes you feel like fancy a little bit.
Well, it looked kind of cool. It's like a keyboard on your arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't do keyboards on the arm anymore. Imagine typing a review on your watch.
Jeez.
Like Jarrett. You know Jarrett?
He writes them on his phone.
Yeah, you know he doesn't have a computer?
Yeah. He does have a computer. It's a government computer.
Right. But he doesn't have his own personal
Here's
computer.
what drives me crazy. The guy's doing all right.
Yeah. Like, dude.
Like it's like living in a house without a toilet.
No,
Like,
that's obscene.
Yeah, I mean, a latrine maybe.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
got to leave the house and go poop in the woods.
Yeah. A hole in the woods.
Like at this point, you can get a Chromebook. You can get a
I think he has an iPad, but still,
You can get a keyboard for the
I don't
iPad.
think he has a keyboard. Yeah, it's ridiculous to be typing reviews. I almost, when he told me that, I almost wanted to just drop him from Believe in the Run. We'll find a new wide foot person.
I think he's coming with us to Boston.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He wants to, yeah.
I'm down with that. He's always like, was he my roommate last year? Not last year.
Cuddle buddy.
Yeah, we always have a tradition of watching I Think You Should Leave While Eating Pizza.
If you guys each have your own hotel rooms, will you just share?
We did that. Yeah. There was a whole empty room last time. You didn't even know that? Yeah.
no.
I'm just kidding. No, but we did hang out for a while. It was good.
Yeah, so none of us will be running Boston this year, but Carl.
You know what? Sorry, and I think
ahead.
you're going to propose something, but I will say, since doing the gym stuff, doing squats, everything.
You think you should be running Boston?
I was running on Saturday and just kind of running hills. I'm like, you do notice. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I can take hills like easily now. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have been doing this like last year when I actually ran Boston.
Well,
Because it's,
New York.
yeah, I actually was thinking that. I was like,
Hey,
New York
there you go.
that could be a cool redemption. Try to do New York well this
I'm
time.
going to wait till I'm a little further into this journey of weight.
Yeah. I
Like,
can definitely tell
I
a
d-
difference, though, for
I,
sure.
I definitely tell a difference in my running. Yeah. I did it last week. I did a 10-mile workout on Friday, and I did my weights that night,
Oh, wow.
and then had 10 miles with the Faster Bastards
Jeez.
on Saturday.
That's a lot.
And I felt really
All right.
good and comfortable keeping an up-tempo pace.
All right.
And yeah, so it was like back-to-back between a workout on the speed workout,
Yeah.
then a workout in the gym, and then a 10-mile run. I felt
Yeah.
really good. And that's what I said to our Emily, who's at our gym, I said, the thing I noticed most was I was walking the dog the other day, and normally I just feel a little beat up after a solid week of running or whatever. I was like walking the dog, and I was like, I feel good. Mm-hmm. And I think that's
Probably.
the gym.
Yeah.
It's working.
Definitely making a difference. So,
Dude, I am getting scared that we keep upping the weights, and I'm like, I start to feel shaky.
yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like this. Yeah.
It's all right. Well,
Meanwhile, there's that guy next to me who's like throwing
Right.
giant weights around.
Right. Oh,
I'm
man.
all excited about
All right.
my.
Did you?
weights.
There's something else about Boston, there, friend?
I just want to say we're going to be there. We will be cheering for all of you. We're going to be hosting some really fun activations, which we'll talk about later. But Carl from our team and Aubrey and Lo will all be running.
Nice.
And yeah, we'll talk about more on that in London later. But if you were going to be in Miami for Miami Marathon weekend, we're hosting a really cool shakeout run at a yacht. So come and join us.
Yeah, and we're giving some fun stuff away, including Gooder sunglasses,
There'll be some custom singlets for
a lucky few,
the first ones there.
and I think there's some other Hoka stuff that will be.
Yeah, maybe
a
some
hat.
hats.
I think the hat and stuff like that. So
And if you haven't tried the Bondi 9, you'll have a chance to run in that.
you might even get to check out the CLO X1 2.0.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
All right.
And we just got Hoka slides.
Yeah.
Did you get yours? Carl's ready to get a pedicure and be like, beep.
Oh man.
Oh, I think they're on. I think they're on the way. I think I saw.
I think we all need
their-
spray tans before we go down there.
Dude, okay, so I'm wearing one of the Hoka jackets right now. Everything they sent us is like kind of pastel-y or fluorescent.
It's such
and
a hard
I have
look.
had Carl, what do you complain about? You got a beautiful colors. Like me, I'm fish belly white. I look like something you find under a log.
Oh yeah,
Like-
it looks. We look rotten as hell.
It's gonna be a zombie run. You just didn't know.
Yeah.
Does this count as a zombie run?
It's a zombie marathon.
Okay. That's
Cool.
it for this week.
All right.
All right.
I don't say any
Hi, Mom.
catchphrases on this one. Okay, it's good.